Shut up. I just wanted to say hi to them.
Shut up. Face the wall. Turn around. Turn around. Close to the movement, sir. Give me your hand. Give me your hand.
Yeah. And you weren't really sparring. You were fighting. We were fighting all the time. And just guys getting dropped all the time. And that was just the kind of gym that I was in.
But this wasn't a real fight. He was pulling punches. He wasn't giving it his full effort.
Joe Rogan reacts to rumors about the arrest of Jake Paul over claims that his boxing fights were scripted. Rogan emphasizes that no career achievement is worth risking one's life. He warns that boxing is extremely dangerous and should never be taken lightly. According to reports, Rogan feels Paul needs to rethink his choices before stepping into the ring again, stating that chasing fame or money through dangerous fights is not worth the possible consequences.
You have probably seen some of the controversy he's been taking.
Joe Rogan stressed that boxing is highly dangerous and that fighting recklessly can result in serious consequences. He also cautioned that taking part in illegal or scripted actions could bring legal trouble for the fighter.
Because then you can't think, you can't do things, you don't know what the fuck you're doing in life. It's like literally everything is the quality of your ability to think. And I knew.
Nikisa Badarian clarified that neither Jake Paul nor his team were involved in any wrongdoing or attempts to fix the fight. He addressed the widespread rumors suggesting the bout with Anthony Joshua was scripted, calling them completely false. According to Nikisa, people online made shocking claims, including posts alleging there was an agreement for Joshua not to knock out Paul. He explained that Joshua fought honestly and decisively, ignoring any supposed arrangement. Nikisa emphasized that Jake trained seriously, competed fairly, and took real risks inside the ring. He also noted that legal action is being pursued against those spreading these false claims. For Nikisa, this clarification is essential to protect the reputations of Jake and his team, making it clear to fans and critics that the fight was legitimate, unscripted, and that any idea of a fixed outcome is entirely baseless.
I've seen the script, rigged, this, that, and the other. Do you think now, at the very least, that talk goes away? Broke his jaw, went in there against Anthony Joshua. At the very least, do you think that you guys can move on from that? Like, that won't follow you?
No, I don't. I actually, our lawyers are actively going after a number of people. One who claims to be a lawyer himself online. I don't remember the name or the handle, but it was something that had like 200,000 likes. And basically this post said there was an agreement for AJ not to knock out Jake, but AJ disregarded the agreement and decided to not get his payday, but knock out Jake Paul. So it's pretty astonishing what people say. Your dear friend Lou DiBella, saw him put up a bunch of ridiculous things and even said, Nikisa, go ahead and sue me. But this wasn't a real fight. He was pulling punches. He wasn't giving it his full effort.
And so for the people, again, just to clear this up, because I asked Eddie this question, I'll ask you the exact same question. Once and for all, was there any sort of arrangement as far as it should go this many rounds? Because that's the one that I've heard. Oh, Anthony agreed to 3 rounds, 4 rounds. Can you tell us in black and white if there were any talks of any kind between the network, the promotion, the fighter?
There has never once in Jake Paul's career been any talk of that sort, of anything to do with the fight being anything but a real fight that has exactly the same situation as any professional fight. And that's exactly the same thing here for the Anthony Joshua fight. It's just beyond mind-blowing that people would think that. Anthony Joshua was on record saying that if he didn't finish him in the first round, that would be disappointing, that it would be a failure. The narrative changed as we got closer to fight night and obviously post-fight, and I understand why, but they were pretty adamant it would take max 2 rounds to.
Joe Rogan has already warned Jake Paul not to repeat anything reckless like this. He strongly urged him to rethink taking high-risk boxing matches, stressing that no career milestone is worth putting one's life at risk. Rogan emphasized that the dangers inside the ring are very real and that chasing fame or money through staged or dangerous fights can lead to serious consequences. For any fighter, safety and responsibility must always come first.
The thing. Look at all them celebrities like dude from the Mighty Ducks, the little boy actor that got strung out on drugs. And all his fronts and all his teeth were missing from being on meth or whatever, whatever drug of choice he was on. There's no coming back from that. The people who like dissipate their teeth through drug usage, you don't get like a second set. So if I'm not mistaken, the dude from Mighty Ducks, somebody like he's been clean, and they gave him a makeover, and he has like pretty much fake teeth. So yeah, the teeth are gonna be cooked. Now, I agree with the other part that Rogan was saying, but let's keep going.
I think he went into that fight knowing that was probably going to happen, and ultimately, the big win for him would be that he was even willing to do it, and that he could do well for a little bit.
Yeah, and I've already expressed my thoughts on this. I'm not giving no props for a person who says I am a real deal boxer because I went in and get smashed and got my jaw broken, but I lasted longer than Ngannou. But I was crazy enough to try. Because, to be honest, we're way past the honeymoon stage with a person like Jake Paul. You've been in this for long enough to go through fight camps, dedicate your time, effort, energy, money, spar with people. You spar with some quality names because you have resources and money or whatever. So we're well past that, to the point where you just get credit for stepping in. You maybe got credit your first fight or whatever, first couple of fights, for coming from your background and, you know, stepping in and fighting, but we're well past that. You have a box rec. You were being ranked by sanctioning bodies in box.
Eddie Hearn offered a thoughtful breakdown of the Anthony Joshua versus Jake Paul fight, pointing out the careful planning behind every move inside the ring. He explained that the bout unfolded exactly according to strategy, with Joshua's team focusing on patience and controlled aggression rather than reckless punching. The plan was to methodically test Jake Paul, expose his weaknesses, and push his stamina before landing decisive blows. Hearn stressed that this calculated approach represents true professional boxing, where discipline, timing, and tactical execution matter more than raw power. Each stage of the fight was carefully managed to maintain control while gradually establishing dominance, showing how smart strategy often outweighs sheer strength. According to Hearn, this approach not only secured the win but also highlighted boxing as a thoughtful and intelligent contest, where precise execution and calculated decisions define champions and separate experienced fighters from newcomers. That's it for today's video. Stay tuned until next time.
He said before the fight, I'm going to break him down and then I'm going to knock him out. And that's exactly what he did. I thought it'd be all over within 3 rounds. But, you know, when I got in the ring after, because I was shouting, just, you know, anywhere, arms. I got in, he went, what are you rushing me for? And I was like, oh, sorry. So, but like, obviously he knows what he's doing, and actually now quite pleased that we got the rounds, to be honest.
Yeah, I saw you said that. Really random, I was on Twitter and I saw Jake Paul's mom said she wants to get in the ring and punch you. She said she doesn't like the smug look on your face. She is promoting her book, so I'm not sure if she wants, you know. But did you see that? What did you think of that?
No, I was very sad because I couldn't have been nicer and more respectful of Jake and what he's done. And I think Logan's amazing. I think he's an incredible athlete. And I shook Jake Paul's dad's hand in the ring, you know. And if I would have seen Mum, I would have said, all right. But I think over the years, we've obviously had our beef, and she probably don't like me anyway. And I am probably a little bit smug. I wasn't smug after the fight because I would have been more smug if it was all over in a round. Yeah. So, no, I'll give Jake respect. And, yeah. Sorry, Jake's mum doesn't like me, but if she can send me a free book.